Okay, so what we're trying to do here is add two fractions. Notice that both of our fractions are negative, but when we have a negative amount of something and we add to it more negative, then our result is also a negative number. So think about owing somebody $1 and then you add to it the negative, so owing someone else more money does not put you on the positive side of things, you just go further into debt. The first step in adding together two fractions is make sure you have a common denominator. The reason for that is because this tells us the number of pieces that we have in a whole. So if we think about a circle, we have one circle divided into 8 pieces, and then we have another circle divided into 24 pieces. Well, we have this one circle divided into 8 pieces. One slice of it or one piece of it is much bigger than one piece of this circle that's been divided into 24 pieces. So we need to put them on an equal playing field, and that's why we find a common denominator. What I would suggest doing is looking for something called a least common denominator, or it's also referred to as an LCD. And what we do is we look for the smallest number that are two numbers, and in our case, they are 8 and 24. Look for the smallest number that 8 and 24 will both divide. And one way you can do this is look for multiples of 8 and multiples of 24 and see if they have anything in common. So looking for multiples of 8, 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, and 8 times 4 is 32. Multiples of 24, 1 times 24 is 24, 24 times 2 is 48. So right here we can see that we have two numbers that are multiples of 8 and 24 that are the same, which are 24. So we can take 24 divided by 8 and 24 divided by 24, and we get something that is divisible by both numbers. So what we're going to try to do is turn each one of these fractions into something that has 24 pieces. The only way you're allowed to transform any fractions to change them to fit your need is through multiplication. So let's just look at the fraction portion of this. I have 1/8 and 5 over 24. This has 24 pieces to my circle, so I need to make sure that this one also has 24 pieces. So the way I do that is through multiplication, and the number that I would multiply by 8 to get 24 is 3. When you multiply two fractions, you multiply straight across. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, so now we have our fractions on two equal playing fields. Both of the circles have been split up into 24 different pieces. So now each piece is equal to each other. And now to add or subtract fractions, I just add or subtract the denominators. Again, these were negative numbers, but that's okay. When we have two negative numbers and we're adding them, all we have to do is add their absolute values. So -3 plus -5, so you owe someone $3 plus now you owe them $5, means that you are in debt $8. So the numerators get added, the denominator stays the same.